Is now getting used to some new rules. New rules introduced, just 12 hours ago, so they've not had a huge amount of time to prepare. Here in St Albans, you might notice they've closed the street here to try and encourage people back, make it a nicer shopping environment. But lots of changes for retailers to get their head around, and as John was telling us in his report, big questions about who will enforce it and whether retailers that are struggling right now can really afford to turn away any customers who are not wearing one. Well, let me introduce you to Sarah. Sarah, good morning. You run this jeweller's store here, don't you? Talk to me about the new rules, because for you, as we said, 12 hours to get your head around them. What will it mean for how you run your business?
We have come back since the 15th, really, 16th, and what we've found is that people are a little bit nervous to come through the door anyway. So we've been trying to make them feel comfortable through the wearing of PPE masks and things like that, but we've not enforced them wearing it. We've been the ones trying to make them feel comfortable, and we've chosen to go for a visor rather than a mask because you can see people's mouths and it's all about trust.
Yeah, and what you do, and that's the point, isn't it? It's very close quarters with someone trying on some jewellery, a ring, a watch or whatever, and also people want to trust you. They need to see your eyes and maybe need to see your mouth.
I think they do, and for the same goes the other way round. So when they come to the door, we kind of need to see who they are, because they could be robbers, they could be anything. So we are very grateful for the mask wearing because it will protect us, we know that, and we will do what we need to stay open, obviously, but we won't be, we set ourselves up before we open. We're very kind of conscientious about that and very keen to keep people safe when they are in the shop. So we had already set up a lot of social distancing within the shop, changed the layout, changed the desks, opened up. We've got a beautiful backdrop that we can open up to. So we feel that we've done a risk assessment and it was pretty safe for people to come back, but we just want people to feel safe and we want them to come in.
And there are questions over who will enforce it. Does that put you in an awkward position as a retailer? Because quite clearly you want people to come through the doors. Can you afford to say, look, if you're not wearing a mask, we don't want you, go away?
We won't say no. I mean, you can't say no. There, people that have got the courage to come out and spend are few and far between, as you can imagine, and you won't do that. And also the point is, we think we have achieved a lot of social distancing within the shop. It's almost like you're outside. We've got back doors open, we've got front doors open, there's full ventilation. It's a limited risk, so I won't say no. Equally, if people do want to come in wearing the masks, we're obviously going to let them in, but conversely, I've got to ask them to just show their face to the camera before they come in, because I need to know who they are when they come through the door. All
sorts of different practicalities, aren't there, for you to consider? And just a word, because you're on the board of the local business group, aren't you?
Yes.
And what are other members telling you? Because it's tough for most retailers right now, isn't it? And particularly about getting people back with confidence to shop.
It's really tough, and after an initial blip at the beginning where there was a little bit of pent-up demand, I think we are all feeling really nervous about this. And actually, telling someone you're not safe unless you're wearing a mask within a shop actually makes them feel more nervous about everything, and that's the last thing we need. So in St Albans, as a group, the Business Improvement District, which is an association of all the local businesses basically, they have got this initiative about inside out. So what we're trying to do, we can't do that in this shop because it's not safe, but all the cafes, everything like that, we're working with local council to try and get planning and licensing relaxed so that we can actually trade from outside. We've got the perfect forum on this street because it's now closed. The cafes could have their tables outside, but we're just waiting to get that all sorted in terms of logistics and licensing.
Good luck. And there's a lot of work ahead for you, but for now, really nice to see you. Thanks so much. And you get a sense there about how difficult it is for retailers to make sure that they've got all of the procedures in place to make customers feel comfortable, because as you were hearing again, it's about getting people back out spending and feeling confident to do so. So yeah, this could be one of the ways they do it, but wearing a mask, as we said, inside now in shops, mandatory in England, but lots of questions for retailers about who will enforce it. More from me from here a little later.
Ben, sorry, you might have mentioned this, but those yellow lines behind you, are they connected to social distancing on the road?
These, I don't know. There's only 4 of them, so I suspect not. Okay. But it might be to do with the pub, which is quite clearly at this point of the day not open. I think they... Do we know what these are for?
Yeah, As part of the bid, we've done these pop-up markets, with which there might be one later on. And when we have the gazebos up on the street, we need social distancing for queuing.
Oh, yes.
So we mark them out for that.
So Naga in the studio is asking what these are for, so thank you.
That's what it was.
Did you hear that?
I did, Ben.
Naga, yeah, so when there's a market here, they're for queuing for the market.
Ah, brilliant.
So
OK, thanks so much. We'll see you later.
Yeah, I talked to Ben a bit more this morning. And if you've got